So this is part 2 to my Medford Arktika video. Now let me turn on the light. That would probably help immensely. Right, kitty? What the fuck? Hey, Bill, what are you doing? Oh, you don't know how to use a microwave? Okay. So, this just came back from Josh at Razor Edge Knives. If you need something professionally sharpened or your edge reprofiled or flat out reground, send it to this guy. I cannot recommend him enough. He was communicative every step of the way, showing work in progress pictures and asking me if I wanted a swedge ground, showing me distal taper shots. I mean, yeah, exceptional communication. Kind of reminds me of the way I work with my people that buy my shit, you know? So, look at that. Now it actually will work as a knife instead of a sharpened folding pry bar. So, what have I all done to it? Okay, on the first 2 days of carrying it, I decided the jimping, which was almost all over this fucking thing. You can see part of it right there, and some of it right there, all over that. And there was some jimping here. That had to go too, so I hogged it all off. Threw on a 60 belt and just fucking went to town, man. Ground off the window breaker, and I put in some deeper screws that really, had some more length to them than the factory screws. So this pocket clip ain't going nowhere. I also ditched the zip tie, and before anybody accuses me of using that W word, this is not a W word. This is a deployment stud. Yes, that's what we will call it. So I got a 3/16 carbide straight flute drill bit and put this in my drill press vise. I had to get a heavier vise just to provide the rigidity needed for using carbide. And the vise was not anchored to the drill press table, so just so I could get the precision maneuvering to get this thing where I wanted it to be. And also the tension on the jaws weren't so much so that I could actually maneuver this where it should be. So the blade was clamped right about here, and I was able to, hold the knife in place at the angle I wanted. And just with, ever so much pressure, I was able to sink a 3/16 hole right fucking dead center in this blade spine. Yeah. So, got a piece of carbon steel that I used for my handle pins, and I peened the other side just to raise a burr around here to get just enough tension for a good press fit that isn't going anywhere. And then I used I don't know, maybe like a 6-ounce or 4-ounce head ball peen hammer and just tapped it right in. So that ain't going nowhere. So what else have I done? Well, I mean, obviously I sent it off to Josh at Razor Edge Knives. So y'all, if you're curious, I remember this weighed almost 13 ounces. Maybe it was 13. But if you're curious, go to a site and find the specs. I can tell you that it feels a shit ton lighter after it came back from Josh from just getting the blade reground. So I went with a full flat grind in 220 grit, and I don't know what angle he sharpened this to or set the final edge bevel at, but I mean, I guess I'm going to have to shave. Okay, so exactly. It wasn't able to do that before. So this is, oh yeah, I also added some custom handle texturing. Why the hell not, right? So there it is, guys. The Medford Arktika completely Charlie Miked the fuck out. And now it actually fucking performs as a knife. So, I mean, fuck me, right? Alright. I think this knife may go in my car kit. May. Or it just might go in my pocket. Not sure. Anyways, if I ever needed one, I would consider this my dedicated beater folder. I mean, this thing is a strider killer, straight up. Alright guys, thanks for putting up with my fuckery and dumbassery and all of that shit. I hope you were amused as I am, and if you are, then I guess I did my job. As always, stay armed, stay alert, stay alive. Hua. God bless. Later.